Hello, this is Rodolfo Eric Angat, your teacher in Earth and Environmental Science. Today we'll be learning about topographic maps. Our essential question for today is, how do I use topographic maps to locate mountains, plateaus, rivers, plains, and other land features? This lesson covers Standard 2.1.2. With this lesson, we aim to accomplish the following competencies. I can define topography. I can define contour lines. I can identify the contour interval. And finally, I can interpret a topographic map. Hopefully, after this lesson, you'll be able to accomplish all the target competencies and that you will get a very good score in our MC assessment. Let us begin by defining topography. What is topography? Topography is the study of shapes and features of Earth's surface. Earth's surface is so magnificent. We have mountains, volcanoes, plateaus, mesa, trenches, depressions, and many more. Earth's crust is full of beauty and wonders. Aside from the shapes of Earth's surface, topography also shows us the elevation. This elevation is with reference to the sea level. Some areas are above sea level, some areas are below sea level. And sea level is designated with 0 because it is the baseline. What is a topographic map? A topographic map is a two-dimensional instrument. It's a map that represents Earth's features, and it represents this accurately and to scale. Topographic maps are very useful because they're excellent planning tools. They guide us and they make our outdoor adventures enjoyable and safe. So this is how topographic maps look like. So this is a topographic map, at least a part of a topographic map of us showing this part of this land feature here. A topographic map is mostly made up of contour lines. The lines that you see here are called contour lines, and we'll be learning more about these contour lines as we proceed. I said earlier that topographic maps can make our adventures enjoyable and safer. How? Look at this topographic map here. This topographic map has how many contour lines? It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 contour lines. These contour lines represents the elevation of the land. This one here represents the elevation as 10. I'm not sure what is the unit because it's not given. Let's just say that the unit is meters. So the elevation of this land in relation to the sea level is 10. So this is 10 meters above the sea level. And then we have 20 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, and 50 meters. Now, the appearance of this Earth's landform is like this. So that means this is 50 meters up to here, but the peak here is 58 meters. Okay, so that's the one here. If the unit is meters, okay? Now, if you have this topographic map and you do not see this, and you are here, which way will you go? Will you go to the west or will you go to the east? If I am the traveler, or if I'm the one who has the adventure, but I want my adventure to be safe, I would be traveling to the west. Based on this topographic map, it tells me that The way to the west is easier because it has a gentler slope, while the way towards the east, this side here, has a steeper slope. Without seeing this, I know that this one is a steeper slope because when the contour lines are close together, the area has a steep slope. And when the contour lines are far apart, that means it has a gentler slope. And that's why having a topographic map with you makes your adventure safer because it tells you which route is safer to go to. Of course, when you go to the wilderness, it's not enough for you to have a topographic map. You should also know what kind of wildlife are living in the area so that you can prepare and you would know what to do. Most especially, you should know what the weather is. You will not go to the wilderness when there is a storm. Hopefully, you will not, okay? Because that would be so dangerous. Of course, it depends on how much adventure you want to attain, but keep yourself safe all the time, okay? So let's continue. Topographic maps make use of contour lines, and these contour lines do not cross each other. That's a basic rule. You will not see any line here that cross each other. This is a contour line, contour line, contour line, then don't cross each other. But of course, there are other symbols. And this symbol here is a railroad track. This symbol here is a river. This is not a contour line. It's a symbol for a river. This is not a contour line. This is a symbol for a railroad track. Okay, let's continue. After learning about the contour lines, again, these are the contour lines. They're all contour lines. Let's learn about the contour interval. Not all lines have numbers in them, but they have a designated number. It's just not written there. So it's up to you to determine what is the elevation based on the succeeding given elevations. So imagine that these red numbers here are not here, that you don't see them. And the only numbers that you see are 500 and 600. And then I ask you, what is the elevation of this contour line here? But of course, you see it, you'll tell me that the elevation is 560. Granting that you don't see it, how do you know that it's really 560? Okay, look at this one, 500 and 600. How many lines are there between the two given numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, what's the difference between 500 and 600? 600 minus 500 is 100. There are 5 lines, so 100 divided by 5, that would be 20. So the unit is given here as 20. So the contour interval is 20 feet because 500 plus 20 is 520. 520 plus 20 is 540. 540 plus 20 is 560. 560 plus 20 is 580. And 580 plus 20 is 600. So even if these numbers are not shown here, you'll be able to determine the elevation of the contour lines based on the two given elevations. Okay, let's continue. Same with this, the contour interval is also 20 feet because the difference is 700. The difference between 800 and 700 is 100, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So 100 divided by 5 is 20. So you're adding 20 feet per per contour line, making the contour interval 20 feet. Okay. 70 plus 20, 720, 740, 760, 780, and finally 800. Okay. Now, this is another example of a topographic map right here, and it shows us how it really appears on top. You will see here that the contour lines are far away from each other, thus the area here has a very, very gentle slope, while in here, the contour lines are very close to each other, thus it has a very steep slope. Now, look at this one. In this topographic map, you will see that you have point A, point B, point C, point D, point E, and point F. Now, what is the highest peak here? Is it this one or this one? I would say that that's the highest peak. Why did we say that? Look at this. It's 100. Let's say that the unit used here is meters, 100 meters. And let's say that the contour interval is 20 meters. So 100, 120, 130, 140, 160. So we add 20 for each contour line. How about here? So again, let's do it here again. 100, 120, 140, 160. So the peak of this hill is 160 meters. How about this one? 100 plus 20 is 120, plus 20, 140, and plus 20 is 160. Oh, they're just the same. So they're both the highest peaks. This point here and this point here, they have the same elevation. So this is the highest peak, and this is also the highest peak on this side here. Okay, let's continue. Now you'll see here that the contour lines are pointing towards that area here, which means that the river is coming from here. So this should be the headwater, and this should be the mouth of the river or the ending of the river. That's a river source, or we also call it as the headwater. Here you'll see that the lines are very close to each other. So this is a very steep slope, while in here, the lines are very far from each other, so it's a gentle slope. So remember, they both have the same elevation. So that's going downstream, going to the ocean, or in this case, going to the lake. Now, a topographic map uses contour lines to show the elevation and depressions on the land. So this is another example of a topographic map. That's Able Hill and that's Baker Hill. Now, between Able Hill and Baker Hill, which is higher or which has a higher elevation? If you said Baker Hill, you are right because this is 50 and this is only 40. Okay? So Baker Hill has a higher elevation than Able Hill. And the contour interval is 10 meters because succeeding contour lines increased by 10. Okay. So which is higher, Able Hill or Baker Hill? And you can see it here. So this is Baker Hill. It's 50 meters, while Able Hill is only 40 meters. Baker Hill is higher by 10 meters compared to Able Hill. Now let's interpret this one. And I need you to remember this in your MC assessment. So let's match them, which is 1, which is 2, which is 3. Okay. Now, do you see the relationship between the topographic map and the appearance of the landform? See that space there? It represents that one. See that peak? That's the peak. There are two peaks here, that one and that one, so they're there. And you can see here that the lines here, or the contour lines here, are very close to each other, so it's a steep slope, while here the contour lines are farther away from each other, so it's a gentler slope. You'll see here that on top there's no real peak, like it's like a mesa on top, so it's flat on top. And here you'll see the distance between the two contour lines, so it represents that there. So hopefully with this, you are now relating the topographic map to the appearance of the landform. Okay, you'll be watching that video when we further discuss this lesson. So again, this is another topographic map here showing the appearance of this mountain here. Topographic map again. This is a 2D topographic map showing the colors and the contour lines. Now, just like what I said earlier, there are different symbols that are used in topographic map. We have the contour line and the elevation, the contour line depression. You see those lines that emanates from the contour line, they represent depression. Then the school, primary highway, secondary highway, railroad tracks, airport, rivers, streams, marsh, or swamp. Topographic maps may use map symbols aside from color differentiation and contour lines. Do not be confused. Every topographic map has a key. Just look at the key and you will know what those symbols mean. Okay? Now you see this protruding lines from this contour line. This symbol here represents this depression right here. Okay, so the next time that you see symbols like this in a topographic map, remember it refers to depression. What could have caused this depression or sinking of land? So there's things like this do happen, and some of them actually cause danger or actually cause people to get hurt. And there are different reasons why depressions happen. Weathering and erosion can be one of them, or another one is karst topography, that's spelled as K-A-R-S-T, topography. And we'll be learning about karst topography in the future. Karst topography is also known as underground cave, and when this underground cave collapses, it causes a sinkhole. Sometimes it causes one like this depression here. Okay. So this is a mountain right here, and you can consider a certain landform a mountain when it is 305 meters or above in elevation. And this is a plateau, and this is the plain. Okay, so I need you to differentiate the three. Okay, that's how it looks like. This is the topographic map, and this is how it looks like. Now, let's try to differentiate altitude, elevation, and height. Let's begin with altitude. When we talk about altitude, it refers to your height from the sea level. So this is the sea level right here, and it is designated as 0. When you are in an airplane, you're flying above the sea level, so your height from the sea level is what you call as the altitude. Height is how high you are from the elevation, and elevation is how high the land is from the sea level. So this one is above sea level, definitely. And this one is even a higher elevation than this one. So we have altitude, we have elevation, and you have height. Why do you need to be aware of the compass rose? Now the compass rose here tells you that this is north right here. I hope you can answer that question. If you do not know your compass rose in your map, then you will definitely get lost. You need to know your compass rose so that you'll know where is the north, where is the east, south, and west. And you need to position your map properly based on your compass rose. That's a compass rose for that one. But of course, this one is not really a compass rose. It's named a compass rose for a reason, but this would suffice because once you know the north, then you know all the other cardinal directions. Okay, let's continue. Why do you need to be aware of the compass rose? Again, so that you'll not get lost. Okay. So this is a steep slope right here. When the contour lines are close to each other, it signifies steep slope. Where's the steepest slope in this topographic map? Is it A, B, C, or D? If your answer is C, then you are correct. Where is the depression? Is it A, B, C, or D? If your answer is B, you are correct. Where is the river? A, B, C, or D? If your answer is A and C, you are correct. This is the river, and here you have your headwater or the source of the river because the contour lines are pointing towards the source of the river. And this is the mouth of the river emptying the water into the ocean. V-shaped contour lines show the direction of the river. Okay. The direction of the headwater, that is. Where is the river source? Is it A, B, C, or D? If your answer is A, that's correct. Because the contour lines are showing the place where the river is coming from. The V shows the river source. And it's emptying into the ocean. Okay, hopefully you've learned enough so that you will be able to get a good score in our MC assessment. See you again. Oh, I'll hear from you again. I know you don't see me. See you. Bye-bye. Oh, I said that again. Take care always, guys.